Hello? Is this thing on? It should be. I need to check. I need to check stream. I need to check stream to see if the music is too loud because I don't have a sense of it. I can see the levels and I'm louder than the levels of the music, but I can't tell. I can't tell. Especially when it gets loud like this. Is it too loud? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway. Hi. Welcome in. Welcome in. How are we doing? We have a drowned Mahali today. In the same way that you have like drowned zombies, you have a drowned Mahali. Nice. Nice. First and second accounted for. But yes, I'm going to be just drenched for for the next 4 hours. It's gonna be tough. It's tough. I'm a rare variant. It's usually just a Mahali. But sometimes a drowned Mahali can spawn. Hey, 18. Congratulations. 18 months, Stewie. 18. Good Lord. Thank you. That's insane. That's a year and a half. God. I appreciate it. Welcome back. A wild shiny Mahali. Yeah, exactly. I will be shiny as well. I will be shiny for the duration of the stream. How are we doing? How's our day been so far? We did blue lines yesterday. Let's do red. Villainous lines. Bump stabilization up to about 70. Okay. How straight of a line can we execute? What do we reckon? Went to make chips in the air fryer at like 11:30. They took until 12, so he decided to have that on the side and make actual lunch. Well done. Well done. Hooray for nutritional value. We stand that around here. It's good. Getting nutrition in is good. Malnutrition, I found out the hard way, is still a thing if you don't consume things that have nutritional value enough in the day. So I'm proud of you. Frick these lines. Okay. Calm. I'm zen. I'm calm. I am a tranquil pond with no ripples. Repeat after me the mantra of the Tavern. Hep. Congratulations, Billy, for sweeping in for third. Oh, God, what is this trajectory? There's my straight line. There we go. Straight line. Why hep? I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's just hep. It's just satisfying. Hep. Hep. I've explained hep before, haven't I? Surely I've explained hep before. I have to Billy. I know that for a fact. I know I've explained hep to Billy. So trying to make hep happen. It's a thing. What can I say? It's already amongst us. Play the music. That's the Mahali coin price flux. This is the price flux. This is what the chart looks like. So as you can see, during the first quarter, we took a little bit of a dip. But then, in the fourth quarter, recovered as we anticipated it would. And then the Mahali coin went back in time. Again, a little bit of a dip, but it's the price we pay for time powers. And then to the moon in the first half of the year. Whew, roller coaster, literally. You have some hyper fixation on TMNT right now, so your brain just like insert them into the Tavern, and you're like, yes. Unfortunately, we here in the Tavern do not support crossovers, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Crossovers can be limited to Fortnite. That's what you saw in your Bitcoin app. It's been a wild ride. Oh, good lord. It's the meme of it's so over, we're so back, but like it going in reverse as you're going like, oh, it like undoes the doom. When's the Mahali collab going to Fortnite? Absolutely not, never. I hate it. I don't mind it. I don't mind it in Fortnite because it's made quite clear that Fortnite isn't a story. Fortnite is very much so just like a sandbox. Nothing matters. And if you were to say, no, Mahali, there is lore in Fortnite and there's story in Fortnite, to that I say, okay, well then it makes it bad. It makes the crossovers bad. If it is the case that Fortnite has no story, no lore, nothing matters, fine. It's just a fun sandbox, crossovers, wah-ha-hey, whatever. As soon as the story matters, that's when it becomes a problem. When it's canonical that people turn up in portals and are Goku, you know? Hep. I said I was going to explain Hep. Hep came about when I was on holiday in Japan with a couple of my siblings. The notion kind of came from being in a public setting but requiring assistance. So like you're on a plane and you've dropped your phone, or you're in like a public walkway area and you can't find your scarf, or like instances of, oh dear, something has happened, I require assistance, but also I can't really draw attention to myself. Hearken to any animated film or anything where there's like a teeny tiny little character calling out for help and you can barely hear them, but then somebody's like, wait a second, can you hear that? And then you just hear this tiny little coming from like a crack in the ground or something. That's where Hep came from. So whenever any of myself or my siblings were in trouble with something, we would turn to each other and be like, Hep, as a declaration of I require assistance. There is lore. The whole thing is like Fortnite is the bridge between those worlds. It explains why freaking Batman and Baymax from Big Hero 6 are there. It immediately makes it worse. It immediately, as soon as there's lore, it makes it worse. So even if it explains it away with the lore, I don't know. Actually, no. At that point, it's just like a Smash Bros, right? Where it's just the lore for Smash Bros is it's just little action figures, right? That like made to kiss. If that's kind of what it is in Fortnite, sure. Oh god. After I've taken a shower, I'm also incredibly pale. Oh god, I straight up do look like a drowned Bahali. Warming up in more ways than one. Warming up my hand, warming up my drowned self. These lines are not the worst. These lines are not the worst. I'm sticking strictly to the shoulder motion as well. For those who don't understand why I'm doing lines, it's to get better with like shoulder control, because in theory you have a lot more range of motion with your shoulder rather than just your wrist. So I could sit here going like wristy action, oh, there we go, but It can feel cramped. It can feel too controlled. It loosens up when you use the shoulder. So that's where the practice is coming in. A 19's not bad, Shiny. 19's not bad at all. I think my lines are getting better. Actually, really? We can go back. We can go back through. That's one of the joys of saving them. Is I get to go back through as some sort of sick gallery of nightmares and torture. How you doing, Maze? How's your day been so far? Hop. Hep. I think it's the pair of hep, actually. Redoing them less, at least. That's a good point. That is a good point, yeah. I distinctly remember taking like half an hour to do one because one set because I would, as you said, just to keep redoing them over and over and over again. Like this. Just like this. Hop, 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 and just a little smiley face, just for me. So when I'm going back to look at my lines, I'll have a little smiley face there. A little pick me up. Good line art takes baby steps. Yeah. Completely agreed. It's not a sprint. It is, in fact, a marathon. Scene 3, here we go. They're like, dude, Twitch no longer shows my streams to you when you open up the app. They're like, dude, watch someone else. To which you say no. You can watch other people if you want to. You can watch if you want to. You can leave your friend behind. Because your friend does stream, and if he does stream, then he ain't no friend of mine. Okay. Oh, good lord. The infamous double pittoning. Hell yeah. I'm jealous. I rolled a 6 today. It means that I don't get access to the pit or salvation. I'm kind of in some sort of in-between limbo. I may in fact be hanging on to the edge of the floorboards. Double pitted on a just yeah. Okay, what are we doing here? We need to do balconies. Need to do like a little bit of texture work. I'm intentionally not going to put the people in because it doesn't add anything to the scene necessarily. I mean, it gives a good sense of height. That's fine. I'll leave them out. But yes, how are we doing? How are we doing on this auspicious day? What makes today auspicious? I don't know. It's the 16th of December. If that's not an auspicious day, then I don't know. Probably don't know what the word means. It's probably somebody's birthday or something somewhere. Remember, someone somewhere is experiencing a birthday. It's probably true. 9 days till Christmas. Yeah, see that. If not auspicious, then what? 9 days until Christmas. There we go. Frick. I've got just over a week to finish my commission. On the first day of Christmas, Mahali said to me, I haven't done my commission yet. Not bad. You've had coffee, OJ, and water. You feel liquefied. Oh, good lord. Yeah, you've gone through the full liquid spectrum. How's Bahali? Yeah, not bad. As much as I mean about not having my commission done in time, it'll probably be fine. And otherwise, I'm doing well. I'm sore. That's what Bahali is. Went rock climbing on Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, it's been 2 days. The rule kicks in. I experience pain. It's only while I'm freshly getting back into it that the pain really hits. But it's true. It's true. I am freshly getting back into it, so the pain does hit. I behave myself as well. I do warm-ups. I do cool-downs, all of my stretches. But it doesn't matter. It affects us all. It's the equilibrium, you know? It's the all affecting pain. All in life we are all dealt different hands, but it brings me peace to know that we all suffer the same once we've finished with rock climbing. You've found with physical workout pain of sorts, stretching through the pain helps a lot. Kind of gets you out of that restriction funk where you feel all cramped up and in pain. At least you feel a little bit more freedom of movement. Still pain, but it helps a little bit. It does. Technically started on your art quest today at last. Congratulations. Congratulations. Speaking of, there is still an art quest available from yesterday. I need to remember. Built on the idea of frogs that know karate to be an underwater race of goblin types. Still experimenting with stuff and sketching out character designs for it, but as of now it looks good. Hey, nice. I started talking through an idea that I had based on what you said yesterday, but I got incredibly distracted, which I know is shocking for me, but it's true. I really like the idea of what was it? I really like the idea of that's right. I asked who has watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, and then we got swept away with other conversation. In Avatar: The Last Airbender, there is a style of waterbender known as a swamp bender, where they can manipulate plants using the water within the plants, and they've got a whole aesthetic. It's really, really, really cool. I like the idea of these frog people having that kind of vibe to them. That would be really cool. Really, 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 really cool. How am I doing? Yeah, Crow, I'm doing good. I'm doing good, like all things considered. I'm a little bit sore because I went rock climbing on Sunday and it's been 2 days. So the timer went off and the pain kicked in. But all things considered, I'm doing well. I'm doing really well. How are you? How are you doing? To answer your question of what am I painting, I am doing a building study. I'm doing like a scene study. I've got a lot of experience with doing landscape studies, nature and stuff, mountains, fields, icescapes, rivers, deserts, volcanoes. I've done the whole gambit. Architectural stuff, substantially less so. So I've been doing a lot of streetscapes in the last couple of weeks, and it's helping. It's helping a lot. I now remember why I did so many studies to begin with all those years ago, 2 years ago. Love that idea. It'd be cool, right? It'd be really cool. Could so revisit the idea at some point. The goblin idea, though, you really like right now. They don't have to be separate. They could be like a goblin type of creature that has that aesthetic. They don't need to be separated. But if you do want them to be separated, that's cool too. I am simply flinging ideas around like the haphazard creative that I am. New Silksong DLC trailer, BRB. How's there DLC for it already? Hasn't it been out for like 2 minutes? Life's been a bit hectic for you recently, but holiday started yesterday for you, so that's been fun. Nice, good to hear. Do you now have the opportunity to kind of slow things down a little bit now that holidays have started? Hopefully so. Already? Yeah, what? Sea of Sorrow, free for all players. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's cool then. That's cool. If it's ideas that didn't quite mesh with the original concept, like it thematically didn't go with the flow of the story, and they had kind of developed assets on the side, and then they were just kind of waiting for the game to have its time in the sun first. Makes sense. Makes sense. Nice that it's free. Nice that it's free as well. A little bit, but most of it's out of your control, unfortunately. Sorry to hear it. Even if it is out of your control, now that you do have a bit of extra time for yourself, do make sure that you give yourself a bit of breathing room. Even if you can't control outcomes, giving yourself time to decompress is important. Just seeing little details like how to scuff up a built surface, just things like that are just incredibly useful. I never would have thought of half of these things. Like I've seen them. I've seen these kinds of details on buildings. It's one thing to see it, and it's another thing entirely to actually internalize it. Am I taking too long on this study? Probably taking too long on this study. I could probably halve the time that I've spent on it. Am I enjoying it though? Yes. Yes, I am. And I deem that to be the more important thing. Oh, okay. I've just noticed something. That's not an angled roof. I mean, it is, but it's not like it's not like a triangular roof like that. It's actually a cross section like the rest of them. I just hadn't noticed. Let's take this kind of purpley indigo blue color and bring it into the side now that I've noticed it. So that makes a lot more sense. I'm liking seeing the cross sections of the buildings, actually. That's something I should adopt. Is kind of taking a sneak peek into the structure a little bit more. I feel like my other building pieces have kind of struggled with that. They kind of just look like flat facades, whereas this, you kind of get a peek into the stacked boxes, if that makes sense. You kind of get to see the structure a little bit more. Bungie released an update Vidoc for Marathon today. No, most of the world doesn't care, but you like that they shifted their art direction. Oh, did they? Good. I like that they've done that, if that is the case, because it feels a little bit morally wrong to have it all built off of the hard work of somebody that they didn't pay. The shorter hair is growing on you. Love the colors on this. Oh, thank you. It's gonna sit a little bit funny until it dries, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Darker. Interesting to hear. Okay. So a little bit more dystopian. Cool. Still pops of color, but different. Yeah. Okay. I'll give it a look after stream. Hi, Les. How you doing? Welcome. How's the holiday season treating you, Laz? Is it more busy now that more people are off work? Presumably, right? Because people tend to take like the couple of weeks around Christmas off. Wet hair is what all the magazines like to do. It's so in. True. I mean, I did describe myself as the drowned Mahali, getting into stream before. But that's a good point. L'Oreal ads, absolutely. They dunk their models. Oh God, now I need that. I need that in my life. I need like a L'Oreal because you're worth it or whatever ad, where the guy comes out of the water, he's just like it's like water spraying out of his mouth because he's been dunked for the last couple of minutes. Oh God, yes. Oh, that'd be so good. Need a good dunk in your life. I mean, I'd somehow try to bring it into Dunkin' Donuts, but I don't. Do we have Dunkin' Donuts here in Australia? I don't think we do. We may do. We may have it like in one state or something. Tips and stress are both through the roof. Ugh, I mean, hold on for your life. I'm glad to hear that tips are up though. March 2026 release, $40 US. Free to play weekend before launch sometime. March seems early. March seems early, especially with a design overhaul. But hey, sink or swim. L'Oreal, sink or swim. Finish your sandwich. Back to work. Enjoy stream. Thanks, bud. Look after yourself. Thanks for hanging out for a little bit. Don't think we have Duncan here. I don't think so. Stress tips? New pen's name. Oh, good lord. That's good. That is good. That's very good. Yeah, no, I can see it. I can see it. Original release has already passed. True, but I'd anticipated that they'd want to like more or less completely overhaul the game based on the feedback that they received previously. But is what it is. I mean, they've got to release at some point, right? I mean, I say that, but I suppose they're at it's like a sunk cost fallacy at this point, right? Where they're like, you know what? If it sinks, it sinks. At least at that point, we're not investing more money into it. Kind of like a Concord approach. America runs on Duncan, not anyone else, and it shows. I mean, I don't hear Dunkin' Donuts being referred to as like a staple anymore. Maybe that's just me though. Back for one last thing. Do I have Hollow Knight on Switch or PC? Switch. On the Switch. Back in 2009, there was a few Dunkin' Donuts in Melbourne when you were over that way. Perth has one at the airport and one at a shopping centre, but both are long gone. I'd imagine that they went the way of the Dodo, because the last time I visited Perth, there was a Dunkin' Donuts in a place called Garden City, Booragoon. But that's been since replaced by, oh god, it was replaced by a bubble tea shop called Utopia, but I think even that has disappeared. Yeah, no, gone. I get Switch 2 edition for free then. Hey, nice. Gonna lurk for now to eat. See you later. Enjoy the food. Enjoy the food. Thank you for the lurk. High frame rate modes, high resolutions, many additional graphic effects. Okay. Well, if that's coming out now, then I might be able to experience the next couple of bosses with the high performance. That's cool. What is this detail? No, can't zoom in. It's vibes. It's vibes. It's vibes. It's vibes. It's not about the detail. It's about what does it look like. What does it look like? Because we're supposed to be replicating this with brushstrokes. We're not trying to just like structurally recreate the building. That to a degree, but like elements that are so far away that I need to zoom in. Not as much. Not as much. Very soon, early 2026 apparently. Beta live on PC already. I'm not too fussed about graphical capability. So if I have to wait for if I finished playing Hollow Knight by the time that the update comes out, it's not the end of the world. Hi Ghoulie, how you doing? How you been? How's your day? But 10K graphics, I know. And I'm a massive hypocrite because I am getting a new graphics card. But to be fair though, it's I'm getting a new graphics card because my current one is struggling, not because I'm looking to do the ray tracings and the god rays. How goes it? Yeah, good. Good. The study is coming along rather nicely. I've been a little bit distracted while working on it, but it's not the end of the world. I need to keep reminding myself that it's not... I'm not doing this to be efficient. I'm doing it to improve, yeah, but like... I'm also here to enjoy myself. I need to remember that. Been decent. Sleep recovery day, so it's been awesome. Wait, sleep recovery as in... Yes, okay. So you've been full on. So you've been just resting today. Yeah, fair. Good. For a second, I thought you meant sleep recovery as in what I do for sleep recoveries, which is my sleep is out of whack. I'm going to stay up for 24 hours. I was going to lament your sleep recovery day, but no, yours is the good one. Looking fantastic. Thank you. It's coming along. I've learned a ton in terms of like interlacing shadows with the light to give it a more whimsical and like interesting look. It looks way more dynamic with a lot of the shadows kind of dramatically falling across the surfaces, which I'm loving. It speaks to how I need to stage scenes with buildings. Lighting needs to be more intentional than what I've done in the past. Bitcoin farming, to be honest. Bitcoin farming, be honest, yeah, true. Yeah, no, I have been Bitcoin farming, it's true. Been going back in time to sell the stonks. Good sleep recovery, good to hear it. Looks like where they have running of the bulls. I do think this is... Oh, is it Spain? Was this image in Spain? I think it was. I think this image was taken from Spain. I'll need to go back and double check, but I think this. Stewie, I think you're right. I think this is exactly where they ran with some bulls. No, I don't know that. Okay, we have this kind of structure going on. Give it a bit of a halo effect. But then more importantly, we need to get stuck in with some blues. Because we've got quite a bit of atmospheric stuff as well. Blue. All of this is blue. That's how that Eiffel 65 song went, right? A lot of blues going on. All of this is blue. There is a guy. His name is Blue. And then they just say the word blue over and over and over again for a while. Blue. Love the style. Feels different from my normal approaches. Yeah, I try to keep it loose with my studies because otherwise I could just sit here rendering for a million years, and that's not helping anyone. That's not helping anyone. It helps me to loosen up a little bit. There's only so much that can be gleaned from forever rendering, which feels sacrilegious for me to say, but it's true. Plus it's more direct quote unquote realism as well. So it feels a little bit more anchored. edited the lore so much. Just got to figure out how Voidborn are made. You don't necessarily have to. There's plenty of lore that exists that essentially is like, we don't know where they come from. Like in Lord of the Rings, there's the horror outside of the Mines of Moria, and Gandalf is like, yeah, no, it comes from like below, but it just kind of has always been, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? Nice haircut. Think you prefer long hair, Mahali? Still better than your mullet though? No, you're all good. You're all good. It's a little bit shorter than I wanted it to be, but it's okay. It's okay. It'll grow out. Plus, it's a nice change of pace. It's a nice change of pace. We'll see how short hair Mahali goes for a bit. Seeds make Voidborn, but Black Hole isn't a good option. Yeah, unfortunately, if you go that extreme with the origin, it makes it so that they can only exist in really extreme places, which is fine. Like there are certain elements of world building where you kind of do just go, yeah, no, this thing exists in this little pocket here because that's the only area that something that extreme can exist, which is fine, completely fine. But just know that if you go that extreme with it, then it kind of does restrict it. Dig the short trim. Thank you. As I said, like, it is a little bit shorter than I wanted it to be, but it's fine. Oh no, I get to experience something new for a bit. No, it's the worst. Hate new things. Lurking while you crochet? Enjoy. Thank you for the lurk. What's the southernmost continent? The southernmost continent is the ice sheet, is the little plate of ice. Also, you redeemed the art quest. Oh, let's have a look. Sorry, for some reason it's not catching my attention in the same way that it used to. Let's have a look-see, shall we? You pull down the art parchment, pull down the quest, and it reads: 2 kobolds in a trench coat is wanting the most magical tree you can find. It has to be symmetrical. Ooh. Okay. The most magical tree you can find, and it has to be symmetrical. So it means that one side has to look exactly the same as the other. Can you use the lasso tool? Yeah, you can use whatever tool you like, as long as you fit the brief. Had like 19 alarms go off when someone redeemed. I should have something. But 19 alarms might be a little bit much. Does this sound doable? Does it sound like a quest that you can embark on, PB? And if so, how much time would you like to give yourself? Yes? Hell yeah. You grab the quill, you sign your name at the bottom, and the contract has been made. Hell yeah. 30 minutes? Cool. You don't have to stick super strictly to the 30-minute timer. It's just to give yourself a little bit of limitation, because otherwise, I know for a fact with myself that if I don't give myself a time limit, I can just go for days, and then it gets a little bit disruptive. Like, I haven't eaten in quite a while, because all I know is art. Hi Logic, how you doing? How's your day been? Good evening. So, Ghoulie, are we all tip-top rested now? Battery refilled? Glad to hear that you had a rest day, though. I should do that more often. I'm jealous. I'm jealous of your self-awareness. Been a decent day, starting work with your sisters to plan your mother's 75th birthday party in May. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. So a big one. Hell yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Any tidbits that you can share? Like, do we have an idea of what kind of babe? Is it a surprise birthday party? Hi, Pretender. How you doing? Tip top. Yeah, good, 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 good. Oh no. That's tough. That's tough. Off to the pit. It's okay. It's fun down there. I'm jealous. I rolled a freaking 6. I rolled a 6 at the start of the stream, so I don't even get the satisfaction of being able to spend a bit of time in the pit. Trying to be better about these kind of things these days. Needed. Yeah. Agreed. Agreed. I keep having to stop myself from planning work on weekends. Because I keep thinking to myself, like, oh, sweet, I've got like a good chunk of time on the weekend that isn't accounted for. Therefore, I can, and then I'm like, wait a second. Have I allotted time for me to just breathe? Is that a thing I've taken into account? And the answer is usually no. Want to get her a silly goose pinata? Yes. God. Oh, that'd be so much fun. I would absolutely rock a goose pinata for my 75th birthday. That would be sick. Heck, I had a dinosaur balloon for my 30th, so I've set the precedent, I feel. $16's not bad. $16's not bad at all. Sets a good precedent for the pinata, I feel. Okay. How do I make sense of these balconies? Do I need to make sense of them? Not particularly. Just go off visuals, right? So we've got a bit of reflectivity going on here. I kind of do need to make sense of them, yeah, if I want to replicate it. We've got a high degree of reflectivity because they're made of metal. Magneto is having the best of times in this city with all the raw iron. Bunch of undershadows like that. Then like that. More or less like that. Bring a little bit of that beige onto the base there. Cool. It gets the point across visually without steeping in it for too long. Although I say that, this balcony is a little bit longer. Take a little bit of that reddy orange. Bring it in a little bit more. Just go a little bit darker with this denim color. Hi Mahali, how art though? Yeah, good. I'm conscious of spending a little bit too much time on it, but as I keep having to reiterate so that I don't judge myself too harshly, at the end of the day, it's about enjoying the process, and I'm enjoying the process by taking my time with it a little bit. So I'm chilling. I might time the. It's tough. It's tough because if I time it, then it means that I need to like fully lock in, which means that I'm not really talking to chat as much, if at all, depending. We'll see. I could set like an expectation for myself, like, hey, try and get this one done in 2 streams. But full on timed, I don't think I can manage. Not at this point. You come to toll for the pit. Oh, not with an 8, unfortunately. But it's good to know that that the people, they yearn for the pit. It's reassuring. I'll let the pit king know. The pit eludes me. Trying to be better about goal. Where? For now, yeah. No, it can be a goal. It can be a goal to work up to. Work up to eventually being a little bit more stringent with the time. I can also be like, hey, I'm not familiar with this kind of environment, architecture stuff. So it's fine if I take my time. There are logic solutions. Instead of an expectation, maybe. Yeah, fair. Make it seem a little less judgmental on myself. Yeah, that's fair. Gonna pause, gonna shout. Yeah, go. Do what you gotta do. Life always takes priority over stream. Always the case. If you got stuff to do, please, go do it. I'm not gonna sit here with my arms crossed like, I can't believe I can't believe someone's looking after themselves instead of hanging out with me. Less aggressive, yeah. Less of that tinge of judgment. Really digging my environmental piece, coming along with the close urban environment really well. Thank you. It, very much so something that I'm not comfortable with yet, which I definitely found with the rat image. Was that I felt like I felt a little bit lost with it. Like, how do I make it feel the way that I want it to? And I wasn't able to answer that question with that image. So coming through and doing these is definitely helping to inform me as to how to accomplish different things. Like this lighting, for example, in this image, breathes a ton of energy into it. It makes it feel beautiful outside of just the architecture. And logically I know that lighting imbues different feelings, but it's one thing to know it and another thing entirely to experience it with the study. So it means that the next time that I want to depict an environment that's beautiful, like an incredibly beautiful environment, I know to keep into account the lighting of the scene, very much so. It's not just about composition. Lighting is part of composition, but you know what I mean. It's not just about building layout. It's also about how the lighting kind of celebrates the architecture. You can make folk tales about Voidborn that children tell each other. Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the wonderful things about world building, is that it's not necessarily just about what actually exists. Part of it is also the storytelling within the world. A good example is creation stories. That's one of the things that I love about creation stories in in real life as well as in fantasy, is you might have a way that the world came about in a real life sense. You've got the formulation, the formation of the Earth with like galactic dust and that sort of thing. So you've got that, but then you've also got stories of how it came about. Like, the world was created by a god and placed on the back of a turtle that like swims off into it was a giant pearl that was formed by a clam. Or you've got a whole bunch of really, really, really fun ways of framing it that get to the same conclusion, but at the same time inform what's important to a people. Like the clam creation story might be from a people who highly value the ocean, and kind of evaluating the worth of the earth through the lens of it being a pearl kind of speaks to that. It's cool. It's really, 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 really cool. He'll come back with a story. Nice. I've been in full tilt. Full tilt? Is that what I mean? Is that what I think it means? Full tilt, is that when you're fully committed to running in a direction and you're fully tilted forward? Or is full tilt when you're super, super upset at a video game and you're fully tilted? What's the meaning? What's the meaning? Is it a dear Google? Is it a dear Google? I think it's a dear Google. Let's have a look. Dear Google, what does full tilt mean? Please and thank you, Mahali. Yeah, okay, so full tilt is like fully committing to a sprint, right? You're like fully tilting into the... Yeah, okay, so I'm in full tilt. Full tilt with planning out my D&D sessions at this point. I've finished with the world building part of it, mostly. Never fully finished with that, but I've mostly finished with the world building side of things, and now it's on to actually planning the sessions. I'm super excited. You've been in major art block lately? Not sure if work is just reducing your energies or if it's something else. You appreciate watching me do my thing. Helps feed some of your creative spirit. Nice to hear. Nice to hear. Have you got methods for breaking yourself out of an art funk? Do you have strategies that you use? You do not? Oh dear. Okay. One of mine is kind of as you've described, just watching things that are engaging in the art process. Whether that's other people or shows that have like a really creative thing going on, that can always inspire. You sit down and find yourself miserable, so you put your tools down. Fair. Fair. Have you tried shifting medium? If you're sitting down to do the usual and it's kind of filling you with either misery, despair, or just lack of energy, lack of enthusiasm, try shifting medium to something that you haven't tried before, and then you just get the joy of figuring out how the new thing works. Miss your fire for doing it. It'll resurface for sure. That's not a bad idea. I recommend it. I do recommend it. Giving it doesn't need to necessarily be an expensive endeavor either. Like getting charcoal and some paper that works with it is it's not that bad. It's not that, like, $20. Origins of terms are always hard to track down, but you do believe full tilt has quite an old origin. The term tilting originally referred to what we called jousting, or in 1511, tilt with a Y. Ooh. The goal was to knock an opponent off the horse by forcing him sideways, i.e. tilting them. Fair. As the sport slowly became known as jousting instead, and the lancers' poles were called tilts, the phrase full tilt emerged to describe both riders charging at each other with poles down. Okay. I'd assumed that it was more in reference to in like a Super Mario 64 where Mario like tilts as he runs, like as he gets into more of a sprint, he kind of tilts downwards. I thought it was more in reference to the position of the runner, but no, that makes sense. That does make sense. Yeah, cool. How you doing, Jade? How you doing? How's your day been? Need to be so careful to get the perspective right here, because I keep falling into my terrible ways. Terrible ways. Honestly, would have guessed it was based on the film, on like filmmaking, using Dutch angles to show intensity. Yeah, that's fair. That was the thing that was confusing me. It was that it was either what I'd imagined with the running thing, or it was like tilting in video game. Because I know that I know it's a term that's existed since forever, and they didn't have the video games back in the day. But I wasn't sure if it had been maybe stolen by video gaming and had become a video game reference. Saying slang. Sit while we're on break. There's an absolute void there. Okay, which means that these aren't long enough, which is what I feared. Let's grab these and stretch, shall we? Down to like here-ish. It's not perfect, but it's better. see. I see part of the problem is that this needs to be taller as well. But yes, I've got a D&D campaign in the works for a few players. I have spent the last 3-4 weeks working on just the premise, what kind of thing is going on in the world and that kind of stuff. But I've finally hit the point now where I've just started my thoughts, so I may as well start over now that ads are back. Now that ads have left. I have been working on building a D&D campaign for a few players for the last 3-4 weeks. I have spent the majority of that time building the world a bit, like these people exist and these are their motivations and this is what they intend to do and blah 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 blah. It's been really fun kind of answering world building questions from a couple of viewers whilst going through that process, because it's helped to reinforce what I should be doing in my brain. It's kind of what I have to do with art sometimes, is whenever I feel like I'm not sure what the next step is with a piece, I've found that because of streaming, I can start monologuing to myself in my head. I can start monologuing to myself like, hey, so I've started with this, now I need to work on this, and like the lighting needs blah, 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 and then if I do this, it will achieve this, and I start breaking it down for myself. And it helps to kind of set me on the right path. It is an invaluable skill that I now find that I have. So it's been cool to see that I've been able to apply it to D&D stuff as well, where whenever I feel like I'm in a bit of a rut, I could be like, okay, so yes, technically I could sit here and render out exactly how the entire universe works in this campaign setting, or alternatively, I could instead focus up and just focus on the things that the player's going to be interacting with. And then if players ask for elements that are not involved in that kind of prep, I can just make them up. That's the wonderful thing about D&D, is you just make stuff up. You can just make stuff up. Like, but Harley, how does the week work in your world? Like, what are the days called? Schmonday, Schmoozday, Schwednesday, Schwursday. You can just go through it. Doesn't matter. What species of humanoids are there in Brink? Example: elves, orcs, etc. What examples are there? What do we have confirmed so far? We've got, humans, goblins, rat folk, guinea pig folk, mouse folk, beaver and otter folk. We've got a few in kind of that gerbil area. Otherwise, I don't think we've got confirmation on like elves or orcs or dwarves or whatever. Oh no, we do have a dwarf. Oh, we've got dwarves. But yeah, that's mostly it. In terms of the main races, we'd want to keep them pretty grounded. Like, for example, we wouldn't have... Yeah, Source, I made it up. Exactly. You can straight up just do that in D&D. It's wonderful. In terms of like your regular folk that you have in Brink, you would want to keep it relatively grounded. Like, examples of things that we probably don't want in Brink, we probably don't want just people that are fundamentally just made of water that kind of hold a person shape. We probably don't want like elementals as a regular humanoid. We probably also don't want like beings made of starlight or cyborgs or anything that's cranked up to 11. We don't want anything that's completely supernatural, and we probably don't want things that are completely super duper sci-fi either. We can have elements of that as niche examples. Like it could be that one city has some automatons, but they're relatively basic. We could have it where, as you've described, like the Voidborn being in incredibly extreme environments. The example I gave of there's a chunk of core crystal that kind of orbits close to the core of Brink. That's a super extreme environment. So it means that extreme beings can exist in that environment. But on the surface of Brink, less so. You want kind of your more run-of-the-mill being, where they're just kind of flesh and blood. They go about their regular day. They kind of exist in like a regular city setting kind of thing. Yeah. TGIS. Thank God it's Shkursway. Yeah, exactly. They are elements that you could sit there. It depends on what you're doing, right? If you're writing out a book, if you're writing out a novel, does it make sense to sit there writing out what all the days of the week are called? Does it make sense to write out calendar structure? Does it make sense to plot the like the moon phases and stuff like that? Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, that makes complete sense, because it means that you can draw on that depth when having your characters interact with your world in the way that you want them to. But if you're writing a campaign, an adventure, a one-shot, something for D&D, you don't need to go to that degree of detail. Just because like 99.9% recurring of the time, your players aren't going to be interacting. Your players aren't going to be interacting with that minute of a detail. 19's not bad. Writing, what a novel idea. It's true. But yeah, cause I'm basically telling myself this, by the way, as I'm saying it, because I get stuck. I'm like, oh God, what if the players ask what day of the week it is? I've played D&D for 4 years. Not once has somebody asked what day of the week it is. Not a single time. It's never happened. So why would I spend like a good week or so sitting there planning out well, does it make cultural sense for but then different species would have different names for the days, and then oh God, if I name it this, then it needs to be based on like an origin story with like the and then do I have it 7 days, or do I have it like 9 days to make it feel more fantastical? Or like, do certain days mean certain things? Do shops open on certain days? If I sit there painting over all of these details, that's a whole bunch of effort that's going to go nowhere. I'm better off spending that energy, effort, enthusiasm on details that I actually care about. Can you infect my mind with funny wordsmith construction? Yeah, hit me with it. In your very large world building project, there's a lot of things different about the world, but they have the same months, days, weeks, and they use meters and kilograms. It just makes it easy, right? It makes it easy, but in ways that doesn't feel like you're copping out, you know? Do you get creative satisfaction from mapping out how days of the week work? If the answer is yes, go for your life. Enjoy it. Relish in it. Roll around in that pit. Have the best time. If the answer is no, don't creatively torture yourself by committing to the process of planning out days of the week. It doesn't make sense sometimes. Nicki Menagerie. Oh, God, that would be an incredible character name. I know. It's a play on Nicki Minaj, but still, that would. Oh, how sick would that be? Imagine. Okay, scenario. Come one, come all to the carnival that's in town. We have the Big Top. We have the realm of exotic animals as run by Nicki Menagerie. Like, oh God, so full of whimsy. Don't want people to focus on the days of the week. There are events that happen certain times, and it's more important for you that people can track those things than adding 7 extra words to an already complicated world. Yeah, exactly. You want the players or the readers or the enjoyers of the world to participate in the important things. You don't want them to, like, you're more likely to lose the interest of people who don't care to learn how like the new number system. You could have a new number system. Here's the thing, it's about finding your audience, right? If you want to sit there delving into a new method of counting, go for your life. Absolutely go for your life. And there will be an audience. It's like, hey, man, that's really cool. It's ingenious the way that you've gone about structuring that. But you have to also recognize that there's a bunch of other people who start reading like, the first number, you replace that with Florkin, and then you use, it's a Florkin system. So you go Florkin Florkin bum, Florkin and that's how you count up. And then when you get to Florkin, that's when there are going to be some people who are just like, I'm checking out. No, too much for me. I'm gone. I'm running for the hills. And that's fine. That's fine too. Just understand that you've got two. There are two wolves that exist. One of them is inside of you, and the other wolf exists in the people that you're catering for. Right? You need to appease both if you possibly can. It becomes a little bit of a problem when you feel like you're trying to cater to a wolf. It's breaking down a little bit, but it becomes a little bit of a problem when you're trying to cater to an audience when it brings you pain. Like when the wolf inside of you is like, I hate this, but you're trying to appease a wolf that is in other people. Best case scenario is you find something that works for the wolf in you and works for the wolf for the other people as well. It doesn't work as an example, but I'm sure you can kind of grasp what I'm trying to say. God, why are my examples always the worst? Always the worst. In your last D&D game you played, a bard that tried to make as many D&D versions of IRL bands canon, Elvish Presley. They certainly are giants. Motley Crusade. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. 100% gonna Photoshop Nicki Minaj's face onto a bunch of animals later. Hell yeah. I mean, I did see some J.K. Simmons photoshopping yesterday that made my eyes bleed, but if you enjoy the process, sometimes you need to go hunting for a new wolf whose ideals better align with your own wolf. Yeah, exactly. Descent of It, want to build a Kowloon with you? We'll see. My time is pretty crunchy as it is at the as things go at the moment, but I'll let you know. Okay, I can lend a couple of ideas, but I don't have more. Slow down. I don't have more Mahali to lend at the moment is the only problem. So if it's a time investment thing, I don't have more time to share. Thank you for thinking of me, though. Of course, an anaconda, hell yeah. Mahaint, yeah, exactly. I can't. I have too many projects going on at the moment. And too many too many friend groups that I've kind of not a problem. It's not a problem. I'll just clarify that from now. But I do have like I've reached capacity for like the amount of friend groups that I can kind of stretch myself between for a little bit. Just kidding. Unless you get clearance. No, what Kowloon walled city is though, right? No, I don't think so. I might have heard of it in the past, but it's not ringing a bell. Know that how much water the cow got affects the quality of the leather. Cows that get a lot of water have grade A hide. Cows that drink less are generally dehydrated. Well done, well done. I do like that. Incredibly clever, incredibly clever. It was the densest city in history, with 34 to 50k people living in a space of about 6.5 acres. Right. I am not familiar with acreage in my units, but I have heard of it before. Yeah, that was the mega block city in China, I think, where like literally everything was stacked on top of each other. Like super condensed in. Yeah. I have heard of it before. How are we doing? Yeah, good. How are you? How are you, Alts? How's your day been so far? It would be a sick environment to run though. That'd be really cool. Glass? Hell yeah, I'll join you for a bit of glass. .0255 kilometers. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That amount of people in 2 kilometers, hot damn. Yeah. Just because a character from Pietro is from Kowloon. Ooh. I do like the idea of a super condensed city. 1 glass barkeep crushed. Crushed, not stirred. Or 4 football fields for the 2 Americans here. There are a few. There are a few people from the US. But yeah, that would be fun. That would be a very, very, very fun environment to run in a tabletop setting. It would be tough, I'd imagine, because there'd be a lot that you'd need to be on top of. Pun unintended, I guess. But it's true. With that kind of density, you'd need to be on top of like, because it's basically a super city, right? Because you've got all of the benefits of, you've got all of the resources of a city, but condensed into a teeny tiny area. So it means that the players get access basically anything at any time. So it would require quite a bit of planning, but it would be fun. It would be very fun. Want to see The Boy Who Cried Wolf when it premieres? No, it wasn't a real movie the other 2 times, but you promise it's real this time. I swears it. Someone building the city best they could. It'd be an incredibly fun project, but oh good lord, overwhelming for one person. That Fields is streaming instead of being here. That's completely fine. People stream all the time. Why would I be upset? If everybody in chat decided to stream now instead of hanging out, I'd be a little bit sad because it's like, oh, I'm lonely. I don't have anyone to talk to. But you're allowed to do whatever you like. Soup or city? I'll take soup, I think. Very clever. Cake or death? Kowloon did not have all the resources of a city from memory. It was a send refugees too, wasn't it? He's pissed. Just sowing the seeds of conflict. Oh, it's true. We're almost at breaking point. Let's all go live. Yeah, do it. Do it. Where did you put the story? Where did you? Switched over to the tubes. Hi, Stewie. How you doing? It's a short and not so scary story. I've come to learn that I can't read short stories on stream because they tend to go for a little bit too long. But if you want to share it and I can read it afterwards, absolutely down to do that. To you, the scariest a story can be is either 30 pages or what? Speaking of scary, you can't just drop a cliffhanger like that. Is being over... Ah, right. I don't know. I like a good steep. I say that. But I started reading a horror book. I want to say 6 months ago. I started reading a horror book 6 months ago called The Changeling. And I had to stop reading because it was so scary. No, because it just, the steep went on too long. I want to say 30 chapters in and literally nothing had happened. I'm not talking like, oh, no jump scares happened and I got bored. Not the case. It was more that it felt like the story kind of wasn't going anywhere. So very much so not a case of I need like action. I didn't need action. I needed direction. I needed something to latch my teeth into. So when I say that I enjoy long steeps, I enjoy long steeps that have a sense of this is where we are going. Because for me, this is going to be shocking. For me, horror only works when you have tension. And if it's going for half an hour and there's no tension at all, I'm just bored at that point. 14's not bad, Slink. Can you put it in story building? If the short story is to do with Brink, then you can put it into world building. If it's not to do with Brink, you can. I'd start it as a new conversation. So go under just chatting into conversations and start a new conversation. If it's all written out, because if you put it into just chatting, it'll drown out everybody else's conversations. by plonking a full story in there. But if you put it into its own conversation, it means that people can open it up like a book and read it. Had to stop reading the Changeling because ran out of pants to piss. It's true. It's true. There was just too much piss in my pants. It's true. Had a 4,000 word scary story that you reworked into just about 1,000 words. And guess what? It was so much better. Such a good writing lesson. Yeah. Because as soon as you lose the tension, you're just reading words. You need to think of the reading experience as well. Like, oh God, what's going to happen next? Like a page turner, right? It keeps you riveted. Tempted to joke, there's an upsetting meme in the It references Voidborn. If it references Voidborn in the world of Brink, then yes. If it references Voidborn but it's not really to do with Brink, then I'd keep it separate. 1 in the net 20? Hell yes. Hell yes, congratulations. The point of the world building section at the bottom of the Discord is if people are wanting to know more about Brink, they go down to that world building section and they read about Brink. Like the people that are in it, the places, the events, how it works, blah, 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 blah. If there are other things in there that don't really connect or like aren't about Brink at all, if it's just like, here is like my thing that I like, my profile that I've written up about Spider-Man. It's like, that's cool. That's awesome. But it doesn't tell me anything about the lore of the world, you know? Can you make a new thing under the conversations that's for stories? Yeah, hell yeah. That's the wonderful thing about conversations, is that you can just kind of build your own space. Finish the campaign, and there's still heaps to do. The essential seasonal activities are very fun. Yeah, I've heard, Stewie, that the renegade mode or whatever, where you can choose between 3 different planets, and you've got different factions that you can sign up for. Apparently that is quite fun. Content creators are complaining about the fact that they're going to be finished with the activity in like 3 weeks, but I mean, they're playing the game so much more than literally anybody else. It does not surprise me. Could be useful. Yeah, of course. Your vampire friend doesn't like messing with the higher-ups at the company he works for. He wants to avoid the stakeholders. I'm just imagining a bunch of people just holding steak. You only just got to 400 yesterday. What's the cap? Is it 550 at the moment? It's not very well written. PP, don't you worry. Do not. Everybody has to start somewhere, you know? If it was a case of I can't show my artwork until it's incredible, I would never show any of my artwork ever, you know? The journey is just as important. I know we're doing this again, but it's true. The journey is just as important as the destination, if not more so. If not more so. There is absolutely nothing wrong with logging your work, even if you don't consider it to be quote unquote good yet. Whatever good means. Why do I do this? Why do I know that the perspective slants the objects more, and I keep doing it to myself. I keep not perspectiving hard enough. Goodness. It's not like people think less of you because one thing isn't amazing. Exactly. Plus, it's interesting to see what you've come up with, you know? If you think of it in the macro sense, in the larger sense of things, it's also interesting to see, like, hey, a year ago, you posted this, and it was a little bit weak, you know, like there was some weakness. There's some weakness in it, like the characters weren't done in a way that you liked, or the line art wasn't the way that you wanted it to be, whatever. And then in a year's time, we release something similar, but with a year's worth of experience behind it, additional experience behind it. You can then compare A to B, and you get a sense of like, oh my God, I've grown, I've improved. Whereas if you don't acknowledge your work until you deem it to be great, that's going to be a slog. That's going to be a mountain to climb and a half to... Your soul's destroyed at that point. your ego's through the floor. Self-confidence doesn't exist. You need to plot the journey. If you see anyone online... Oh, these are fighting words, but it's true. If you see anyone online who's just released amazing work, and it's just like, oh, here's all of my work, and it's just incredible work, that's because they haven't linked all of their duds up until then. They haven't shown their teething. They haven't shown their process, their journey. They've skipped right to the end and then be like, here we go, here's 20 years of experience down on a canvas. It's a thing you can do, I guess, but I don't know, I don't find it as engaging. I don't find it as engaging as like, oh my good lord, you started here and you got to here? Hell yeah, that's awesome. Not sure if it's just you, in your experience, you get self-conscious to the point of, I should just redo this in your writing much faster than your visual art. Think it's a part of starting out? Yeah. Yep. I mean, literally in everything, right? I can't think of a single hobby where you just start out great and confident. The people who start incredibly confident at something that they've never done before either have like parallel skill sets. So, for example, they go from skateboarding to they go from like skateboarding to like longboarding or something. It's like, okay, yeah, your sense of balance and stuff is all there. It's all a pre-established skill set. Therefore, you can kind of be confident. So that's example 1 of confidence, like preemptive confidence. Example 2 of preemptive confidence, before you've gotten into anything, is people who don't know what failure feels like yet. And then they get into the thing and they experience failure a bunch. And then it humbles them. So if you're starting a little bit hesitant, it just means that you understand how growing a skill set works. You're going to start a little bit shaky and then you build. Joining a writing club was a huge step to being more comfortable with getting critiqued on your writing. That's done the most to help you improve. 100%. 100%. Especially with a sense of peership, right? Where you've got other peers who are going through a similar thing to you. That way it doesn't feel like I'm the only one going through these trials and tribulations. I'm all alone. If it feels like you've got other people next to you, it helps a ton. Getting to see the difference in your drawing abilities when you first made the TV head girl and when you drew her last was such a nice feeling. 100%. I haven't made it yet. 550 is the cap, yeah. So it took you 5 months to get from 10 to 400. Mind you were playing super casual, but the pacing felt good to you. You didn't want to buy/play Edge of Fate. Fair. You were always a skill raider. It's true. It's true. No, you were always born with that capability in your veins, Stewie. Oh God, why is my perspective heckin' awful? There, you ready? Can't stray from it now. I've physically moved it down, and now I need to fix the angles because it's physically changed. God, awful. Absolutely awful. Come on. Work with me here, brain. I swears to you, brain, if you work with me, I'll give you one chocolate. I'll give you one chocolate, brain. No, not one chocolate, brain. I'll give you one chocolate, comma, brain, if you work with me. You've made your return. Welcome. Welcome back. A deer can jump higher than an average house. This is because houses can't jump. It's true. It's true. So I've heard. You remember when you joined Space Whales? Telling Billy that there was this guy who was top notch, could ace any raid. It's true. No, it's true. I said it was that there's Stewie over there as you were like staring at a wall. Sharp as attack he is. Can ace any challenge. If anything, I'm slightly scared of him. He's incredibly intimidating. You just messaged in all chat like, "Where's the vault?" Dearie dear. Okay. So we've got a little street lamp there. Is that street lamp? That is street lamp. That is street lamp. Frick. Okay. Street lamp there. Interesting. Wait until you see his jumping puzzle capabilities. True. Can't be stopped. Once he starts falling. Feel like you want to design a postcard for Brink in the style of a 1950s postcard. Oh, that would be sick. That'd be awesome. Oh, I might join you on that actually. Join you with like a welcome to Brink postcard or something. Again, this will have to be once I've finished my commissions for the year. But that'd be so much fun. That'd be so much fun. I Speed. I'm speed. I am the personification of speed. I can't be stopped. Once I get started, same as Stewie, falling off of a jumping puzzle, I can't be stopped. I will plummet towards my goal, which is completion of painting. I need to snap out of autopilot mode, because when I'm in autopilot mode, I sit there going la-di-di-di, la-di-di-da. Bit of a little detail here, little nick scrape there on the wall. Get nothing done. Speed it up a little bit. That's all I need. To lower that lamp down a little bit so it follows the trajectory of the other one. Love the posters they have of the national parks from the 50s. Yes. Circus posters as well are just incredible, because they kind of do that, like, this is an elephant, but kind of bumped up to the nth degree, you know? I've never been super great at graphic art like that, but I am one to try. I would happily give it a go. Used to have an automatic place for certain baked goods. It was your autopilot. Sorry, it took me a second. We don't know how it was possible, but this guy has died on a non-combat area. It's true. Stewie, breaking all records, what can I say? Don't mind me just getting jump scared by my printer doing a filtration cycle. You love to hear it. I did lament the loss of fax machines and dial-up internet noises, but it's okay. My printer exists. It brings that joy back into my life. It does the whole thing as well. The whole thing it does the whole thing. Glorious. It also helps to see in this scene how many elements of the buildings actually stick out substantially more than what I had previously. I'll compare it again. So this is the clock town, right? Look how flat all of the elements are on the wall. Literally, it's like I've gotten JPEGs and just kind of stapled them. So I've got a staple JPEG here. The best I've got is this drain pipe, but even then, like that window, that tarp, that that banner, that carpet, that grate there. The posters, it's all very flat. It's all very flat up against the wall. Whereas I'm noticing with this scene here, there are so many elements that are actually like sticking out and are quite invasive into the space that is not wall. I'm liking it a lot. So I'll try and internalize that. Like, hey, reminder to oneself, stickety-addity bits. Your printer is so loud too. Scares your cats every time it does its maintenance cycle. Yeah. Yep. It's not the same time of day either. Is the problem that I have with mine? Is it's not scheduled, so it'll just randomly happen at like 5 o'clock in the evening. Imagine the dial-up noises at current internet speeds. We're not in kilobytes per second connections anymore. It's true. You're going like hypersonic at that point, yeah. Can you hear that like strange whining noise? Yeah, it's just the internet. Don't mind it. It does that. Okay, finally committing to these balconies here. Oh, the stress. The reason why these balconies in particular are so stressful is because they are the things that are going to help with the sense of depth the most. Do I ever add little Easter eggs to these? Like in one, maybe a random little tiny bag of McDonald's shoved into that little crack of the wall? No, the thought has never crossed my mind, but now I will be haunted with that intrusive thought every time I am working on one of these. That's fantastic. I do know of artists that do little Easter eggs like that in their pieces. I don't know. I tend to grow appreciation for the piece by the time that it's approaching being finished. So it feels a little bit not mean-spirited isn't the right word. It feels out of place to kind of meme with it a little bit. The spirit of art that resides within the piece, I feel, needs to be respected a little bit. Maybe that's just me being an antiquated old man. Further down. Further down. I actually have that on loop while I'm working on commission at the moment. It's that Flight of the Valkyries, the Flight of the Bumblebee, all incredibly fast-paced, stress-inducing, white knuckle. Really cranks up the pressure. Ran into an artist like that at a convention. Now you follow them on Instagram. It's fun to be caught off guard with a bite-sized anime character. Didn't notice at first. Somewhat otherwise a peaceful bit of scenery. That's fair. That's fair. I can appreciate that. Not my speed, but hell yeah, if somebody has found that style works for them, I'm only pleased for them. White knuckle, fast-paced tunes, perfect for prisoner. Oh, yeah. If I'm not stressing the frick out while working, what's the point, you know? What's the point? Got a little bit of pink through here. Beautiful. Comes down to here, bring some blue into the bars. I said some blue, not some grey. There we go. Am I doing the thing where I'm smushing it too much? I am smushing it too much. I'm so conscious of like, oh, am I giving myself enough space on the rest of the canvas? And then cuts to me squishing the thing into the size of a pea. You say? A quest. Seen the art quest thing and you're intrigued, but you'd like to know more first. If you redeem it and you don't like what it is, your points will be returned to you, and you'll when you reject the quest, your points are returned to you. You don't get taxed for just having a look at it. In terms of what it is, some people around the tavern are looking for certain things. Tends to be the case. They'd like a thing, or they'd like for you to create a thing, discover a thing, whatever it happens to be, and they'll provide a quest for you. Like, hey, can you go and fetch me this thing? And then they'll give you some criteria as to, like, how they'd like it to be done. So an example might be the tavern keep, so me. I might want a new pair of shoes. So then you depict a pair of shoes in whichever way that you'd like. But then it might also have a clause down the bottom, and it might say something along the lines of, you can only use cold colours in order to depict the shoes. So it means that you can't use reds, you can't use oranges or yellows, you're strictly limited to like blues and greens and purples and that kind of thing. So yeah, it's just a little challenge. It's just a fun way of, I don't know, giving yourself like a little fun, creative outlet practice thing that it doesn't matter too much, you know? It takes all of the stress out of it, you know? Such a fun idea. It is. I like it a lot. It's fun. It's fun. I like that the denizens send out their little requests. Keynote as well. If you submit your finished quest into the quest hand-in section at the bottom of the Discord, your completed quest, one of your completed quests, I wouldn't be able to have everybody's, but one of your completed quests appears in the thank you for watching screen at the end of stream. I try to rotate them out semi-regularly, so if you've submitted a few quests, I try to keep things a little bit fresh, but I haven't been super on top of it lately. Is there a time limit? Entirely self-inflicted. So if you like the idea of working on it for a week, you can absolutely work on it for a week. If you want to work on it for 10 minutes, you can absolutely set the time limit to 10 minutes. I encourage setting yourself a loose time limit just so that you're not allowing it to snowball. Because if it snowballs, then it's less of a joy at that point and more of a chore, you know? So set yourself like a bit of a time frame, but it's entirely up to you. If you want to spend a year on it, God, you can spend a year if you want. If that's how you enjoy engaging with artwork, do it. Do it. Go for your life. Pretty good at limiting yourself to not do too much. Yeah, good. So yeah, if you are curious to see what it's about, feel free to give it a glimpse. As I said, you can tell me like, no, Mahali, actually, this particular quest isn't for me. It's like in a fantasy world, right? Where you go up to a bounty board and you pull down a bounty and you go, this one's for gathering herbs. You know what? I'd like to kill monsters instead. I'd prefer not to gather herbs. And you put the quest back up, you know, same thing. Okay. Mild. You walk up to where a dagger has been thrust into a part of the tavern, and it's anchoring a parchment. A parchment. You've seen other people walk up to this parchment before, pull it down, and embark on some sort of adventure outside the tavern. But on this particular occasion, it's you. It's you walking up to the post. You remove the dagger, pull the parchment from beneath it, stab the dagger back into the wood, and you pull it up to read. The crooked merchant is wanting socks. No solid colour, only lines. Okay. Does this quest seem doable? Does it seem enjoyable? Do you like the idea of embarking on this quest? Would you like to create a pair of socks for the crooked merchant? Now, the little clause down the bottom does stipulate that you can't use any colour. It's only line work. Is it doable? You'll take it? Okay. You grab the quill that's next to the parchment. You scrawl your name at the bottom. And the contract has been signed. Okay. The crooked merchant is expecting great things, I'm sure. Awesome. Good luck. You got this. Ads in 1 minute. Thank you, Tavern. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, ads are coming up in a minute, everyone. If you have chores that you have to do, if you have to get up and stretch, if you have to grab a snack, if you have to hydrate, I recommend doing it during the ad break. Look forward to that. Line work is your main thing, so this should be a good one. Nice. Nice. I look forward to seeing what you do. If you need to double check the details of the quest, there's a quest log at the bottom of the Discord. It shows you all of the details and stuff. It gives you the parchment. Stretchums, you gotta. I'm a massive hypocrite because I've sat through the previous ad just working. But this ad break will be different. Not like the other ones. I will in fact get up and stretch and grab a snack. I'll do it. I'm crazy. Immediately doesn't. Okay. I'm stepping away. Thank you for hanging out, everyone. Thank you for waiting through it. I'll be back momentarily. Got to stretch me legs. BRB. Me legs. Gah! Usually, but it might take so long to eat. I usually don't think about it. Got 10 seconds. 10 seconds to finish this music box. Come on. Here we go. Chew. Welcome back. End scene. Sorry for the mouse noises. I tried to tried to finish up with the music bar as quickly as I could. The main reason you asked about the time limit is because you're a little bit busy with art for the next few days. Yeah, all good. You can, Billy's had an art quest that's been waiting in limbo for, I want to say, a month and a half at this point. You're fine. You're completely fine. Next round of ads. Should do the Vegemite and Weet-Bix challenge. Finish one in 3 minutes. Oh, good lord. Oh god, and there is another. There will be another ad break in an hour as well. I was gonna say like, oh, thankfully I only have one left. Yep. The Weet-Bix and Vegemite challenge. Now that isn't something I've heard of. I can do the maths though. That sounds awful. What? Straight up Vegemite, no toast, no butter, no nothing. And just dry Weet-Bix. Ugh. Pretty sure you also have a quest that's been a long time coming. Do you? Do you have an outstanding one? I don't remember. I'll need to check the quest logs. Spread Vegemite on a piece of Weet-Bix and try and finish it in 3 minutes. Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely. Oh. That is a bad time. Goodbye, moisture in the mouth. God, any of those, the something challenge, any of those from, what was it like 6-7 years ago at this point? Awful. Absolutely awful. The cinnamon challenge. I bet you can't eat a spoonful of cinnamon. And my response, yeah, you're right. And then I walk away. Oh god, I was not built for content creation apparently. But Mahali, we need to watch you vom. That's the best bit. Awful. Absolutely awful. Oh no, I got a bit of muesli in my teeth. No. How about Mentos and Diet Coke? But was that a challenge? Did people actually try and drink that? I thought the Mentos and Diet Coke thing was just like, ha ha ha, it make, like, I put one in the other and then it explodes. You wouldn't want that in your stomach. What? No, don't do it. Surely people are more sensible than that. Surely. Gotta keep it in your mouth. What? Gonna go get some sleep. Rest up. Rest up. Thanks for hanging out. Look after yourself. Hope you sleep well. Bye. Quite mild. Never eating a snack. Never eating a snack on stream ever again. Oh god, the mueslis. Welcome back. The perfect mid. Hell yeah. Lucky number 3. You love the number 3 pretender. If there's anything that I know about you, it's that you love the number 3. Can't get enough. It's 3 and 7. Deary dear. That's okay. Luck always bounces back. That's looking okay. Although I did the thing. I did the thing where I smushed everything. So let's fix that, shall we? Why do I do this to myself? I always do it. I always smush everything. We, the Council of Art, have come to a consensus that you smush too many things. Prison for life. Miss my old hair. I ain't changing. Look like a reformed noble now. That's okay. The wonderful thing about hair, Pretender, is that it grows back. Your hair is curly and rigid. Yeah, my hair is a little bit springy, so I think that's what happened with the haircut. Is that I went, I'd like it shoulder length, please, and they're like, sure, snip, and then I went spring. Here's what it is. So if you were to let it grow, you'll have an afro. Fair. So you are living your long hair life through me. That's okay. It'll be long again, I promise. It'll take a bit of time, but not the end of the world to experience something different for a little bit. Saturated. That, yeah, there we go. 14, there you go. Boom. You're off for now? Okay. Enjoy your day. I'll catch you later, Pretender. Look after yourself, bud. Have to go visit a university. Ooh, enjoy. Only study there for 3 weeks. Ooh, is it part of your new work that you need to get a new skill set? They're getting you to study for a little bit. University that the company opens to. Ah, yeah, okay, fair. Learn about their internal policy. Yeah, fair. Why is computer program and tech so stupid? I feel as though it's mandatory. It's of the utmost. Hi, printer. Printer doing cleaning cycle. Don't mind printer. It's part of the testing process. They go, oh, what do we reckon? Is this program working the way that we intend it to? Yes. Okay, we got to fix that. And they keep. Oh God, it's so distracting. Can't think. All I've got is going on in the background. It's a little printer party. Yeah. I can hear you cleaning. Printer cleaning go brr. But yes, it's. I feel as though most program. You done? I feel as though most programs go through a rigorous testing program to make sure that they don't work. Now stops working. Why? Because, hey, check out this cool feature called Fast Startup. Boots your computer faster, but it'll fail initializing your drivers 80% of the time. By the way, it's default on, and you have to run through like 20 different locations to turn on. Yeah. Yep. That's the thing, right? Is I don't mind like quality of life features being introduced. I don't mind a sense of like changing things up a bit. That's fine. Just make it opt-in, you know? Just make it opt-in. Like, I would like to trial all new features, have that as an option. Or I would like this particular new feature that is being introduced. I would like to do that, please. Don't mind if it actually worked. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Speaks to the rigorous testing or lack thereof before it goes live. It's tough though. I have empathy for the fact that it could be a feature that works 99% of the time, which is great, but 99% of 99 million people is still, of 100 million people, that's still a million people who are now experiencing a bug. It's not inconsequential numbers at that point, even though 99% usually covers for most things. As soon as you bump your user base up that much, the edge cases start becoming major cases. So it means your success rate on all new systems needs to be basically 100%, which is it's a very difficult bar to cross. Bar to clear. So I get it. It's tough, but at the same time, that's why you're paid the big bucks, you know? Yeah. My heart can only bleed so much for the big company making the bajillions of dollars. My heart goes out to the individuals, right? The people working on the program. But once you start making insane amounts off of it, it's like, yeah, but I mean, if you're making big bucks out of it, you the expectation kind of goes along with it, part and parcel. Goes with the territory. Insanely high expectations, but you're making insane amounts of profit for it. That's that building, more or less, sorted, right? Right? Glorious. Okay. So now it's just a bit of detail work in the background there. Sweet. Oh, God. And that... all of this in the foreground on the left. Frick. Okay. All right. No use grousing about it. Better spent actually finishing it. Bit of orange through there. Some lovely, like, dark oranges through here. Lovely roofing there. We've got what appears to be a drain pipe through there. Something like that. Something like that. And then we've got... that's all baked in the sun. So... lovely bright reflections. We've got another... we do have that lamp there. We've got an off lamp. We have a lamp that is not lit up. in the foreground there, so we can quickly stick that in as well. Okay, and we go in with a bit of grey. Spruce up the lamp. Genie of the lamp. There we are. Okay, what's that darker bit there? Bit of extra roof. Then there's quite a bit of illumination on this part of the building here. Cool. Going to like a burgundy shadow here. I need to remember that where you have really warm colors flooding in, your shadows are going to be quite warm as well, especially with direct sunlight. It's good to know. Okay, that's maybe a little bit too bright. Just a little bit. There we are. Then there's orange. We can make a little bit more coral. There we go. Grab some of that red, darken it a little bit. Have a bit of a streak up the top there. Seems to be a little bit of a visual detail. We've got a similar red window up here behind the lamp as well. Let's get that in while I've noticed it. Okay, I said no zooming in, but I'm just so freaking curious. What is it? It's a menu. It's an outside menu. Okay. That makes sense. I was like, what the frick is that? Cool. Easy enough to do. What the heck is that? What the heck is that? Just because I am swanning around on my desk chair, lounging like the siren that I am. Yeah, that's fair. Set with love, thank you. No, I do. Just lets me know that you care. I appreciate it. It's such a funny thing seeing the difference between what my posture was before I straightened it compared to how high up on the webcam I am afterwards. crick in the neck. Probably due to all that poor posture. Did you all know that some fish poop sand? I did know that, actually. I did know that. Because some fish actually eat like little rocks and stuff, and then as part of their digestive process, they break it down into sand and like shellfish shells and stuff. Yeah. But thank you for reminding me. I do appreciate that. How you doing, Miss? The parrotfish? Yeah. Yep. Which are all born female, find a school, then one turns male and gains a harem. Sure. Nature is a funny thing. Nature is an incredibly funny thing. Just watch the documentary section on them. Well, it's also fun to just see what's possible, you know? Like, it'd be all boring. It'd be so boring if it's just like, yeah, and the same way as all mammals, this is the way that all fish work as well, you know? Give us a bit of variety, spice of life and all that. Not too bad, aside from having killed your back just now at work. Sorry to hear it, bud. Sorry to hear it. Hope it doesn't stick with you for too long. Your back. I hope your back wanders off. No, I hope the injury doesn't stick around. That sucks. Oh, these shadows here should be deeper. Your one employee has an injury and is on light duty now till the end of the year, so you had to do a two-person job alone. Yeah, that would do it. Well, you know what my advice is going to be. Rest up. Make sure that you don't push yourself, especially now that you're injured. The worst thing that you can do is be like, hey, like this job isn't going to complete itself, and commit to overextending yourself. You'll injure yourself worse, put yourself out of work longer. It'll have even worse adverse effects. So make sure that you look after yourself. Sorry, not to like not to preach, but it's true. Please do look after yourself. Job isn't done, but it is started. Yeah. Okay. You're streaking. Look at you go. Hell yeah, 5 streams. Congratulations. Sorry, if I zone out for a second, it's because I'm in the final stretch. I can see the promised land. I can see the little amount of work that needs to be done to get this piece finished. Sprinting for the end. To get the colors, do you snag them from reference photo or do I find them myself? I find them myself. That's part of the practice is that's part of the practice is color matching. Like if I were to snag the colors from this building on the right, I'd imagine that I'd be off by quite a bit. But as long as I can get the same feeling, I'm satisfied. Did a great job color matching. Thank you. Yeah, not bad. It's not like if I zoom out for a second and I have a look at it as a whole. Yeah, I do kind of agree. I'm quite pleased with how close I got it. It's not one-to-one. I can definitely see areas that are a little bit behind, but that's okay. That's okay. The point isn't to get it one-to-one, as much as that pains my soul. It's reassuring to know that I was quite loose with quite a bit of it in terms of the perspective. Some elements I've needed to be stringent on, like some of the balconies, but all in all I've been quite loose when it comes to the perspective. But it still feels more or less right. It's nice. It's nice to know that I've said this now a few times with all of these that I've worked on, but it's true. It's nice to know that I can play it a little bit loose and it still work, you know. Cheap viewers, hell yeah. God. Room. Damn bots. It's what it is. I mean, I haven't received a bot like that in a while. I can't be too upset. I mean, I should be. I should be, but I remember there was a good period of time where I was getting bot messages multiple times every stream, and that was rough. That was rough. Especially when you're super small. When you're super small, and it's like, oh, I haven't not fly my pretties. How dare you, Sue? When you're super small and you're like, oh, I haven't been chatted with in a good couple of hours. I do wish I could talk to somebody. And then a message comes up and you go, oh, holy baloney, I wonder who it is. And it's a bot. I don't know. It's not just the spam. It's also that sense of rudeness, you know. You got all my expectations up in a tizzy for nothing. You get them all the time. Oh no. I have turned on. Do I have no? I don't have shield mode turned on. I wonder what it is then. I must have just banned them all. I've banned all the bots. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know what the secret source is, unfortunately. Use Seri. I've heard that term thrown around a couple of times. I'll have a look into it. Seri. Twitch bot. Okay. It's in the search window, so I'll give it a look after stream. I presume it's just like a little chat filter. It's run by a channel on Twitch. Ah, okay. I'll need to be careful though, because if it's too strict, I might just straight up ban Stewie accidentally, because Stewie hits me with the fake cheap viewer bots message on an almost daily basis. So yeah, I need to be careful. Your viewers don't even see the messages anymore? That is nice. That is nice. That's, I think, the first time that a bot has gotten through without getting snagged by the auto mod in quite a while. I'll consider it. We'll see how we go. It's not the end of the world. Like, if I have to ban a couple of bots every week, it's fine. It'll keep you subbed, but you'll just be banned from the stream. Well, that's the fear. What would I do without you, Stewie? Where would I get my cheap viewers from, you know? I'm not insane, by the way. I'm not just talking to ghosts. Stewie's in YouTube chat, which I'm responding to. It dawned on me for a second, like, wait a second, people can't see who I'm talking to. You're a cheap viewer? Hell yeah, you are, Logic. See, and that's why an automated system scares me a little bit, because I would lose Stewie, I would lose Logic, I'd lose so many people. Billy, probably. Billy's a pretty cheap viewer. Got him. Money for nothing and your stream's free of me. It's a win-win. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You were wondering? Yeah, see, I'm glad that I clarified then. I am glad that I clarified. I've got no way, at least for now, no way that I know of, to kind of smush the two chats together to make them kiss. So I've just kind of shrugged. Yesterday you shimmied, you shaked. Today you Jimmy and you Jake into the room. Hell yeah, you do with a 16. A wonderful performance check. A wonderful performance check. How you doing, Bob? Not running yourself ragged, are you? Series pretty tuned in, you think? It's updated almost every few days. As I said, like I'll give it a look. I'll see what it actually consists of, and I'll give it a good think. I don't have a real strong need for something automated like that at the moment. But it's good to know that there is an option. So if things do get a little bit out of control, I do have an option to lean on. Play tested again. Ooh. How'd you go? I do appreciate the recommendation though. Don't take that as me going, don't recommend me stuff. It's not true. You did miss a bot, Billy, but don't worry. I borrowed your axe for a second. Your spare one that you don't use. Your sword, I wouldn't dream of it. I wouldn't dream about touching your broadsword. The axe, though, I did swing with. Swing. You need to Feeks gathering resources. Fair. I can imagine that particular mechanic being incredibly difficult to balance without it being a slog, but then too easy. Your axe is the sacred one, but it's okay, I can borrow it, but only while you're sleeping. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Such a magnanimous guard. Your new tablet should be here this week. Exciting. Incredibly exciting, Miz. Incredibly exciting. I am similarly waiting on a bit of new tech, and I'm drumming at my desk. My feet are tapping. Can't keep me still. It's screened. So excited. I screened, you screened, the tablet screened for screened tablet. That's incredibly exciting. Incredibly so. What's the first thing you're going to do with it when it's here? What's the first project? I'm not insane, you're insane. Yes, exactly, Stewie. I should keep responding to you in YouTube chat, not explain anything, and then try and gaslight anybody who questions it. Good point. I'm missing out on meme potential. You're hitting your roots with a dope ass horror piece. Nice. Keep me in the loop. I'll try and jump into stream whenever I can. But please do send me little updates if you can. I'd love to see. Gotta try out Old Faithful first, of course. It's a 17.5 inch screen. Ooh, how does that compare to what I've got? Just so I've got an idea of how big we're talking. Mine's... I anticipate that mine's 13 and a half based on what I've got here. So 17 and a half is an extra, what, 4 inches? Hell yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool. My dream is one of the big Intuosos, the ones that are like, my desk is a screen. Oh god, that'd be so cool. I'm years away from that though. I don't need it. That's the thing. Every time I look at it, I go, oh god, that's awesome. But I don't need it. I can't justify the cost. Not yet. When I'm big and famous, and living up in the mountains and going like, leave me alone, paparazzi. At that point in time, I'll consider getting an Intuoso, I feel. You're stifling my creativity. Leave me alone. Think professional drafters use this? Yeah. Yep. I know of a few animators that use them as well. Sam does art as well, if you're familiar with him on YouTube, Instagram. He's quite big on quite a few things. He's got a big Intuoso like that as well. And it looks sick. I can't... Oh. Forgive me for I have sinned. I'm doing the envying again. It's true. Every time I see it, my heart goes, oh! Do I like photorealistic art? Not as much. It's impressive. Like, it is really, really impressive, especially in person. It's not really my thing, you know? I like semi-realism. That's kind of my shtick. But photorealistic is, as I said, like, it's a skill set that is impressive to perceive, but it's not, I don't find it satisfying to look at. I appreciate it in the same way that I appreciate somebody doing backflips, you know? Like, that is a skill that somebody has developed, and it's really impressive to see. Why do you ask? Sorry, I forgot to ask. As I said, anytime I zone out, I'm thinking about how close I have to finish. I'm going, I only have to do this and this and this. That's because there's a guy you found that works on one piece at a time using charcoal, and he spends months on them. It's mega cool to see each update. Yeah, like I'm interested in seeing if you've got them on hand. I'd love to see. Forgot his name though, but the piece is massive. Yep. That's another thing that's always like, it's not my thing, but when you see a massive artwork in real life, it floors you for a second. Like, oh god, impact. Let's see if you can see if you can find his name. Hell yeah, yeah. Let me know if you do. No stress, by the way. If you give it a couple of minutes and you're like, can't find him, don't worry about it. You're all good. You're all good. So close. So close to finished. We might even have to start work on another one in the middle of the stream. Oh my goodness. Could you imagine? That's how quickly I will have finished it? Hell yeah. I'm on the ball today. Drawing by Dylan. Whoa. Right, let me chuck it into drawing by Dylan. Boom. Okay, I've messaged myself with that. I'll give it a look. Thank you. 12 is not bad. Fire. 12 is not bad at all. How you doing? Fire, I'm almost done. We're getting there. We're close. This is substantially more detailed of an environment than the previous two that I've finished. Previous two that I've finished. So I'm thrilled that I've been able to get through this much. Gonna finish up work though. Was nice to stop in for a little bit. Yeah, likewise. Thank you for dropping in for a little while. I appreciated the company. Look after yourself. Look after yourself, please. No injuring yourself further. Not on my watch. I'll get upset. How you doing, Fire? How's your date been? Hope you're doing well. Careful now. And then need to render out these little signboards a little bit. Not to the nth degree, just a smidge. It's not like it needs extra rendering per se. It's more that you kind of need to feel like there's more going on. So when you add more color variety, add more line variety, add like a little bit of a mark here, just a little flamble at that part of the canvas, it feels like there's more detail density going on. Can only stay for break. Walked into work with a level 2 mass casualty event and oppressive insanity hasn't stopped. Just now getting a break. Should have had 3 hours ago. Sorry to hear, bud. Sorry to hear. Remember to look after yourself, especially in times like this. Especially times like this. Please do. Okay, we've got another ad break coming in. Again, quick reminder, if you've got to get up, stretch, do some chores, snack, hydrate, whatever you got to do, now would be the time. Now would be the time. Don't mean to crush my vibe. Actually nice to get some solace here a minute before you have to go back into the fray. Yeah, all good. All good. Please don't apologize. You're all good. I don't consider you to have come in and like dumped a whole bunch. You've communicated kind of where you're at, and I appreciate that. You're all good. Of course. Do you love watching me work? My piddly little touch-ups here and there, occasionally changing a line. If I'm feeling particularly bold, I might even apply color to something one time. I'm so self-conscious. I'm so self-conscious about how long I take. I appreciate it though. Thank you for the compliment. It helps. Should be working on something yourself, but you're just watching instead. Please do. If I am distracting you, I don't want to stop you from starting up a project. That'd be the worst. Digi, he's arrived, and now he's back from outer space. Something with egg all on your face. How you doing? And you're awake. Good morning, Jamie. How you doing? Hope you slept well. I'm almost finished with this one, Digi. Almost finished with this one. So heckin' close. I have learned so much. I've learned so much from this one. God, light is so heckin' important in making building facades look interesting. I have come to know it's freaking true. Because otherwise, it just looks like big posters. What lighting? Important. Second thing that's important is three-dimensionality of things. Three-dimension. Through stickity-outity bits are important. Because if you look at how many components are sticking out from these buildings compared to... Look at this. Look at this. It's literally a box next to another box with boxes stacked. There's no, like... There's nothing... You know? There's nothing jutting out. Nothing jutting out. Barely. We've barely got some things jutting out of the wall. Need a bit more, is what I'm coming to learn. if I want it to look exciting in the way that I do. Found 9 grasslings in your pack. Oh, hell yeah. Last night you had a nap near your phone, so you'd get woken up for meds at 1 a.m. That succeeded, but then you went to bed after those meds and slept again until 3:30 p.m. Oh, dearie dear. Dearie dear. That's okay. If I've run out of fingers to count the amount of times where I've slept through alarms, or I've woken up, done a thing, and then immediately collapsed again. You're all good. It happens. Okay, before I'm going to part ways with this, I need to get the ground correct. I need to get the ground correct, because it's quite frankly pissing me off. I think the thing that's annoying me is it looks a little bit too flat. Flat isn't the right word. I mean, I guess it is. Yeah, it's looking a little bit flat. I need to make it feel like it's trapeziuming more. It's heading in at a steeper angle. So what I'm going to do that is I'm going to push this corner. I'm going to push this corner out a little bit to the left, which should tighten that angle a little bit more. To be fair, you're still sick, so getting 16-ish hours of sleep is kind of warranted. Yeah. Yep. Getting down with the sickness, tends to be the realm of energy vampire. Yeah. I've come to suck your energy. Hiss off. And how are you, Digi? How's your day been so far? You doing well? Funny, because as soon as you realised you were sick, you went on a cleaning spree in the bathroom for no reason. I mean, hey, there's nothing wrong with cleaning up your surroundings a little bit. But yeah, no, a strange knee-jerk reaction to finding out that you're sick a little bit. You're not terribly unwell? Huzzah! Love to hear it. Painting is looking real nice. Nice. I'm glad that you like it. Took longer than I wanted it to, but I'm quite satisfied with how it's coming along. Quite satisfied, yeah. Done that since you were a kid. Whenever you get something bad, you end up cleaning something before you go pass out. I mean, there are unhealthier there are unhealthier patterns that you can have. Doctor, I've done it again. What'd you do? What's wrong? I cleaned. No. As somebody who has OCD, yes, it can become a little bit debilitating. But cleaning one time when you're stressed one time is not too bad. Not too bad. Got your dad in trouble with your mum once because he told you to clean the whole kitchen while you were sick. He didn't believe you when you said you'd been puking. Clean the whole kitchen better than it had been before. Your mother chewed him out about making you work while you were barely able to stand. Ooh. Understandably so. That's so rude. What the frick? Okay, now that I've set that into the floor a little bit better, that feels nicer on that right side. But problem, it's screwed up the left side now. The left side feels all floaty and wibbly wobbly, so I'm going to try and anchor down the left side now as well. That's a sturdy study if you've ever seen one. Thank you, Gav. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's coming along. It definitely is. It was in a realm of question marks for a little bit. But no, definitely anchored. Definitely anchored now. I've spent far too long on it, but I've decided that I'm okay with this because I enjoyed myself. I tense up every time. But it's true. It's true. I did enjoy myself with it, so I'm not going to lament the extra time spent. Still can't get used to my hair. It's okay. It's okay. It'll take you a bit of time, but you'll get used to it, I reckon. Fields, hi. Welcome in. How you doing? How was stream? Welcome, 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 welcome. What'd you get up to? Sorry, I'm so heckin' distracted right now because I'm so close to getting this done. So if I seem all over the place, it's because I am. It's because I absolutely am. Skate Story again. I have been listening to some of the music from that. It's so freaking good. I haven't found any of the... To be fair, I have been kind of going back to the two tracks that I listened to the other day. I haven't found any of the terrifying stuff yet that you've warned me about. Skate game finished. Congratulations. Congratulations. Well done. You did it. How was it? I didn't realize that it was... Yeah, no, there was a story. Yeah, okay, fair. So you've gotten the story of it done. Nice. Nice. Fields, same offer to you that everybody gets. If you've got any work that you would like to share, any overlays that you'd like to show, any work in progress, anything like that, I would love to see. Would love to see and would love to share on stream. What would be the tourism line for Brink? As in, what degree of tourism exists? Is that what the question is? Know how I said a while ago that the seizure screwed up your ability to learn by studying references? You could copy elements of references, but only learn by seeing people do it. You have relearned how to learn by seeing still stuff. Nice! Huzzah! One of the many benefits of the seizures dying down substantially. Nice, that's awesome. Awesome to hear. That's really, really, really cool. Oh, yeah, hell yeah. So it means that you can learn from reference now and do studies and stuff. That's cool. That's awesome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Not good at it yet, but it has been relearned. Of course, these things take time, but it's super exciting news. Haven't worked on anything recently? That's fair. All good. The offer still exists though, so if there's anything that you've done previously that you'd like to share, I can absolutely check it up on stream. But at the same time, if you don't feel like sharing anything, that's cool too. You're all good. What is the... What's the tagline? Put the post. The tagline. Right. Hi, K-Hart. Welcome. How you doing? Welcome. Working on the art stuff. Nice. How'd the cookies go from the other day? Put up the spam pic. True. Kojima, hi, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. This raid is good. Another, I know, back to back. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, doing really well. Doing really, really, really well. Already gone. They were fantastic. Good to hear. Good to hear. Chocolate chip, right? A classic. I mean, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. Doing well? Yeah, I'm glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. What were we up to, K-Hunt? I just offered it to Fields before. Same goes to you though. If you've got any work that you would like to share, either just recently finished, a work in progress, something you're super proud of, anything like that, I would love to see. Please send through anything that you got. They sure were. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Somebody stole my hat. They did. They did. Lopped it off in the middle of the night. Samson style. Classic Chucky chip, 100%. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. You're out. Study's looking lovely. Talent shines as thank you. Hope the rest of the stream goes well. Try to catch it again while you can. Yeah. Look after yourself, Fire. I'll catch you soon, okay? Have a good rest of your day. Grab a whip. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So I was streaming earlier and K-Hart came in and they threw a whip at me. They what? Yeah, no, they threw a whip at me. It was terrifying. It's always what I think of. Literally every time anybody's like, yeah, I'm gonna go get my whip. Can you get a French onion soup, please? Oh, actually, I did see somebody do up a French onion soup the other day that had like a cheese crust on top. God. I'm lactose intolerant, but I'd die with a smile on my face. How the perm access to stream voice chat is redeemable multiple times, like after the first time it's a point devourer. Oh, yeah, no, I should fix that. I should fix that. I have figured out how to do that as well, so I should fix that. Thank you for letting me know. You're allergic to onions, but you would also die for that soup? Hell yeah. We'll link arms logic, okay? Then we'll take the plunge. Bottoms up. There's actually one thing you have to show. Oh, yes, please. Oh, no, I did too sweepy. Yeah, it's too sweepy. Too sweepy. Too much sweepy. It needs to cut across like this. Because it implies that it implies that there's a gradual turn, but you just can't see it because of the perspective, right? In the same way that cuts, I need to have that corner kind of cut a little bit as well. I need to flatten this bit as well. Heck. I should do proper introduction of what I'm doing and stuff. Hi, if you haven't met me before, I'm Harley. Nice to meet you. I'm a freelance fantasy illustrator. I do this kind of thing up on the screen. I do like landscapes and character work and portraits, that kind of thing. But in order to improve at that stuff, I need to do this stuff. These are the studies that kind of prop it all up. You know, this is the structure underneath it all. So I've been doing cityscape structure, like streetscape studies for the last few weeks, with the intention of getting better at streets, I guess. Can still do garlic, but you favor garlic powder to try and minimize reaction. Yeah, yep. Sent a DM of a screenshot of wait. Ooh. Let's have a look. There's a scene at the end of the game where you notice this almost one-to-one reference. The moons in your stomach will freeze your soul. Oh. Yeah, why is there... Is that the Shinji meme? Where it's like Shinji getting the damn mech? I can't recognize it. I'm terrible at recognizing memes. That's amazing. Almost thought the street straight was correct. Absolutely not. Streetscape. You finished the postcard. Nice. Context, you overlaid the image and turned... Ah, okay. Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say, I thought it was like at the end of the game where it's going from like crystalline visuals to kind of showing the person underneath. That makes a lot of sense. That it's actually overlaid. It's a little bit of a no-no to do like direct references like that. It's not a no-no per se. It depends. If you've like purchased the reference, then it's fine. But if it's like in reference to a reference, like if you're recreating I don't know how that works. I suppose that would be parody at that point. It's probably fine. You've returned with a link. Your screenshot has been was being all good. Yeah, please provide us with the link. Weren't drawing the people. Why are their shadows present? Curiosity. The shadows aren't present. The shadows for the people would be like here. There's an extra set of shadows here and here and here. Look, if we zoom in for a second. The shadow for this person is here, and the shadow for the other person there is here. So these shadows would be people around the corner somewhere, and that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. Finally figured out how to use Aspirate a bit better. You were able to spend so much less time. Feel like you've been a fool and wasting time. That's the case whenever you're using any new program. Don't judge yourself for where you're at now. That's rude. How can you compare? Oh my God, K-Hart, this is amazing. Fields, can I get your attention for a second? You will love this. In particular, you will love this. You ready? How good is this? How good is this? So freaking good. Oh, so good. So good. He's just chilling. He's just mad chilling with his skateboards and his bass guitar in the back. Monster energy. Ah, such a vibe. With the pine air freshener. Hell yeah. Oh my God. I don't think I've seen this marking on a car for about 10, 15 years. It's such a nostalgia blast. That's so good. So. Is that a Barbie head up on the... That's amazing. That's so good. Enclave. Super good. Super good. I love it. Awesome. Knocked it out of the park. Drawing some art of your cat for donors that contributed to the GoFund for medical stuff. This is that person's... that's so good. That's incredible. Want your D's dragon on... Oh, the kick flipping D's dragon? Hell yeah. It lines up. It lines up perfectly. That made your face stretch and your heart happy. Like the fish skeleton. Sick, right? You thought the shadow was facing Fractal, making... No. It's just someone from further around the corner, which I'm fine with. That's fine. Like, if anything, it's a little bit haunting. Like, ooh, who is that around the bend? Whole thing was violently 90s, early aughts. Yep, 100%. Haven't seen a car like that since 2003. The man, the myth, the Mahalik. Hi, Shampoo. How you doing? Sorry I missed your comment before. How you doing? How's your day? Tip on designing postcards. Plan where you're going to overlay the letters before putting a lot of effort into the background. Still think you made it work though. Yeah. I've worked on a book cover before, and it's a similar deal. You very much so have to be cognizant of where you're going to place the letters. It makes the artwork in isolation look a little bit funkier because there's a big section that's just blank, but it's fine. If I have the shadow cut across like that, that should help to... Yeah, that's helping. Put the postcard in the background alone in the Discord in case the letter's ruined. No, never ruined, but I do appreciate the two versions just in case. Do I color sample from the photo or eyeball it? Eyeball it. That's part of what I'm learning, is to color match. If I have the two photos side by side, as you can see, a lot of the tones are quite off. But if I've landed the vibe, if I get the vibe down, I'm happy. I want to be able to replicate the feeling of the scene. If I've done that, I'm satisfied. Regular role updated for Jamie. Ooh. Thank you. Wow, you made it so it's a one time? Oh, hell yeah, thank you. Big fan of winging it. Your day better get better, or your fist fighting god. Your friend was in a car accident, alive, out of surgery, but she broke foot. Can't hug her for like 6 to 8 months. Oh, just dropped your other friend off at her mum's house from the airport because his pops died yesterday. One more thing happening to your friend's got better knuckle up. Sorry to hear, bud. Sorry to hear. Yeah, just one of those days. Yeah, as you said, hopefully it does improve from here. Remember to take a bit of time for yourself, by the way, because even if you don't feel it immediately, these things tend to pile up pretty quickly, and you can burn yourself out in the process. So look after yourself. You just did it in Discord because they redeemed. Oh, right. Okay, cool. There's a problem with the redeem where it's forever available. So even if you redeem the stage access, you can still keep redeeming it over and over and over again. So I need to fix that. In brighter news, your other two friends are getting married Thursday. Nice! Congratulations. That is exciting news. I should push that in a little bit further. Did I want a Dead Space 3 actually, by the way? Yeah, I'd be down to Dead Space 3 actually, I think. It would be in the new year, when I've got a little bit more time. But yeah. My only concern would be, what's the TOS stuff, like if it's too gory or something, but I don't think that's the case, and I can just chuck like an age warning on the back of the stream title, be like, hey, doing a bit of gory stuff. That's an easy fix. Ask you later. Okay, will do. Thank you. Get to swap out your nails for something fancy. Ooh, fancy. I do like the idea of almost like reloading. You're like, ka-ting, and your nails fly off. You load in good, like your fancy ones. That's fun. Want to stream it? I suppose so. But if there is like a TOS problem, we could just play it. Is there like a www.caniplaythisonstream.com? Something? Wish it worked like that. Had to sit with a fine nozzle bottle of acetone and soak your nails. Yeah, fair. Gonna be like PS3 era gore. Fair. No, good point. Yeah, no, that is a good point. I haven't actually seen Dead Space gameplay in a very, 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 very long time. So to me, it's still like, oh my goodness, this is so realistic. Twitch has DS3 category, so it should be fine. Yeah, okay. Okay. Something like that. Has that helped the road? It has. It has. Nice. Okay, let's grab some of that darker indigo and start scraping into it a little bit more. God, it's always the ground. The ground is always the most difficult thing to depict because it's texture, add a perspective. That's literally all it is. You're giving it a rough surface and then you're slanting it. Looks like something you would see in Byron Bay. The image, I'm confused. Sorry if this is a late message. Sorry if it's me reacting to a message that was sent half an hour ago. Gonna leave up to me to DM you when it's time for it. Yeah, fair. That's fair. I'm probably gonna be the one that's the limiting factor. As I said, it would be in the new year, so sometime like mid-January or something. I'd anticipate something like that. Mortal Kombat X, yeah, good point. Another example of like, oh my god, it's so realistic, and then you look at it now, it's like, it's just a bunch of mannequins running around. Wish Mr. Ross did tutorials on grounds. Yeah. Horizontal scribbles. If it's bricks, it has some vertical. Yeah. Problem becomes when it's cobblestone like this. It can't. It can't be too structured, but at the same time, if you don't do enough, then it just looks floaty. Because that's the current problem that I'm having. Is like the ground feels a bit too floaty. Like the texture just kind of is flotsam. I need to find a way of making it feel real. Not realistic, but just like tangible, you know. The card drawing, of course. Yeah, sorry, Stewie. My bad. Hoping to do Outlast trials with some friends on stream sometime soon as well. Ooh, quite a bit of horror then. To be fair, mannequins are realistic enough that you know someone who has been mistaken for one multiple times. What? I thought you were a shop mannequin. I mean, to be fair, your friend should stop just like posing in windows. That's on them at that point, you know? Should ask if he has. Well, that would explain it. What could I say? Cats are a curse disguised as a blessing. Beans just 20 toes down, jumped on your butt. Ugh. Ugh. No. No. Yeah, my cat does the same thing. Anytime it's time for bed, she stomps around and it's painful. Little menace. Not someone you talk to frequently. He's the warband leader of a LARPing group you used to go to. Can't anymore because you're too far away, but you're still in their Discord because they're good friends. Yeah, nice. Nice. Hey man, it's been ages, but like, have you just sat around in shop windows? Is that a thing that you've done? Is that... They meow like they're cute. I know. And the worst thing is, you forgive them. You're immediately like, yeah, okay. All right. It's fine. I'll live. Little jerks, the lot of them. Okay. For lack of a better word, that feels more grounded. It's the literal ground, but still. Let's go through and add a couple of scribbles on the footpath here, just to give us a bit of grounding here as well. But otherwise, I reckon we're done. There's more texturing that you can always do. There is always more that you can do, but I feel as though I've done the spirit of it. What did we learn? We learned a few things. Learning 1. In order for architecture to be interesting and not just weird cardboard boxes, you need things to stick out. You need things to stick out from the surface. It can't just be a flat facade. Take notes, Pokemon Legends ZA. You can't just have pictures of things on surfaces, because else they're just shoeboxes. You need like balconies sticking out. You need lamps. You need gutters. You need sunshades. You need like window bits, balconies, all sorts sticking out. Cool. Makes the surface a little bit more interesting. Another thing is that having buildings on varying angles, again, helps with that feeling of dynamism. Whereas if you've just got like a sleek hallway, it feels super flat. It feels flat, boring, and just like you've got two big cardboard cutouts either side of the alleyway, a la this. I can already immediately see the big difference between this and this. Even something as simple as skewing, like offsetting the buildings from each other a little bit. Imagine, for example, I pushed this building in, like out, I guess, pushed it out a little bit so that way this building, the immediate one on the left, was sitting more in the alleyway. Than it immediately gives it a little bit more feeling of depth and a space, and it's an actual world that we're currently sitting in. So that's a big one. Kind of offsetting the buildings from each other a lot is definitely very helpful. Lighting is another thing to be incredibly considerate of when coming up with the composition of the image. It sounds super like forehead, of course, consider lighting, but it's true. It's not just about what do the shapes look like on the canvas. It's also a case of how is this lit so that it doesn't just look bland. This lovely lighting coming from the right has helped to illustrate that for me, very much so. Perspective is always important. Like, there are only so many times I can say it, but it's true. Learning to perspective, especially for things like the floor and building. It's good to know. I feel like I've got a stronger sense of perspective now, but I still feel myself slipping into it occasionally. So I have to be cognizant of the fact that I've got a tendency to do that. But yeah, those are kind of the big takeaways. Other things we kind of already knew in terms of like color contrast. Bringing oranges into the blues leads to things like popping and stuff. Knew that already. But otherwise, a handy dandy, lovely little study that we had here. I liked that a lot. To be fair, he'd probably be confused about why you're asking, but if you ask the storyteller, you'll get all the beans. Exactly. There you go. Some shoebox places exist, but can be made more interesting with pipes and street objects. Yeah, you can imagine an alley in that exact spot, to be honest. Exactly. In this scene, you can absolutely imagine an alleyway, and it would be more interesting than the composition that I'd come up with previously. So I'm glad to have explored in it. It was a good space to explore. Very much so. How are we doing on time? Yeah, we can start wrapping up pretty soon. In the rat seat? Oh, yeah, fair. No, like, that's a good point. Like, I shouldn't poo-poo my work too readily. Like, it's still a nice scene. I'm just looking to improve. So where it comes across as negativity, it's me looking for things I should be more conscious of when going through the planning process. Yeah. Okay. No more touching up details. We've washed our hands of this one, except this one detail that I'm going to quickly touch up. Don't worry about it. We've washed our hands of this particular one. We're saying the buildings could move. Could imagine an alley there. Didn't sound like... No. You're all good. You're all good. Didn't sound like pooping on it. Okay. So, yeah. Wasn't my intention. Puts the cat on the balcony. I had to. Okay. Made peace with this one. I also did the faux pas of putting it all on one layer. But it is what it is. Let's chuck a signature on this thing, shall we? What colour? Probably just a white here, I think. Down the bottom. One layer is good practice. The problem is I don't need... this is going to sound full of myself, but it's true. I don't need practice with one layer. I need practice with multiple layers. Multiple layers is the thing that I need practice with. Ugh, it's so pixelated. Pixels! It's what I get for being lazy and just nabbing the canvas at the size that it's at. That isn't popping the way that I want it to, so I'm going to grab a red instead. Brighter. More vibrant. That'll do. Cool. Peace has been made, and we save. It's locked in. I can't change it. Backgrounds are best on one layer when they're impasto. Yes. But if you've got, it depends. It depends on how complicated you want your scene to be. If you want quite a few elements going on in the background, I do recommend breaking it into different layers, even if it is impasto. No, I'm happy with this one. Satisfied. I'm seeing little changes and like little details and things that are slightly different between the two, but it's not bothering me. And I'm not lying when I say that. Huzzah. It's true. Yeah, no, satisfied. Neon green should pop. It would pop, but in a way that's like detrimental to the rest of the painting. Because if you take a color that's just non-existent within the rest of the piece and you chuck it as the signature, it'll pop way to the front. But that's not my intention. I like to have my signature kind of blend into it a little bit. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, everyone. Thank you for chilling while I got this study done. We'll be starting on a new one tomorrow. I'll be more in the headspace of starting a new piece after Christmas, after I've finished with my current round of commissions. I'm currently completely swamped in terms of creative output, so I'm happy to just kind of lock in and do some studies in the meantime while I'm waiting for that to go through. But yeah, have an excellent rest of your day or night, depending on where you are. Look after yourselves. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Difficult to say. I'll catch everybody later. Bye, everybody. Bye.